Hello, 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 and those aren't the right character sheets, John.
Which ones are they?
Hector's up there, so it's Storm King's.
Oh, it appears that I have entered another world, perchance.
Who on earth are you?
Oh, me? I am Sir Hector Hopsworth, sir. Who would you happen to be?
I am confused.
Okay, got the right
Hello,
ones.
Sir Confused. It's nice to meet you.
Hello and welcome to this final boss fight live stream of D&D. My name is John and I am joined by Amy.
I can't even think of anything to say.
Hello, it's always a good start.
Hi, hello. I'm Queen. Name is I'm a person, I think.
Who may or may not be confused by Burger right now.
I have many burgers. I technically only have one left, but still.
How many did you have? No, never mind. I'm also joined by Sian.
Hello.
And Sean.
How do?
And we've got special guest joining us this week. Sammy is here.
Hello.
Rejoining with Barhum for a little while, as we are going to pick this up immediately after the MCM panel that you guys will have definitely seen at some point in the future, when the editor gets it back to me. We had we had 4 cameras pointing at it, so it's a lot of editing work to be done.
One fell to the floor.
Yeah, one that was an action cam that fell dramatically.
Unintended action cam. That was on our list of feedback for MCM for next time, is to not put a camera on the table.
To be fair, it was positioned very well.
It would be better if we had something to kind of hold it off the table. But
yeah,
that's another thing to carry in, which is a bit awkward. But either way.
Anyway, for you guys who haven't seen it yet and wish to catch up, the Golden Tooth spent some time exploring the Underdark, slightly longer than they anticipated.
Yeah.
And finally made their way back to the surface and were making their way back across land to Elventree, and along the way stopped in on their old friends in Waterdeep, Barhum and Squeak, because Calderax and Malzeray at least noticed that they had missed Squeak's birthday by being in the Underdark.
Yep.
We did.
Unfortunately, Squeak was away, or is still away, on a mission for the Blackstaff, but Barhum went to the pub with his friends Malzeray and Calderax.
We got him a present! I didn't even show up!
But you guys were late.
By about a fortnight.
To be fair, yeah.
We were underground!
Not my problem. I spent my entire first half of my life underground.
You guys went to the tavern where some wibbly-wobbly dimensional weird shiz happened. You fought a gibbering Malva. You contended with a giant-sized fox.
Didn't make
No, it wasn't giant, John. We were tiny.
Relatively speaking, you contended with a giant-sized fox, but you were only about 6 inches tall at the time.
It's just a matter of perspective.
Barhum worked on a little bit of Shadow of the Colossus Fox, and Malzeray sang a song and the fox sat down.
Yay.
And upon the tavern returning to normal, you guys were confronted by a weird fey creature who explained that he had been testing you, and that you are now stronger than you had been before, i.e. you've all leveled up.
I.e. we swole.
Which
Basically,
also,
the guy was bored.
that's how fey work.
Yeah. I'm bored. I'll mess with some mortals. That's how they do
I'm
it.
gonna go screw with some peeps. I'll be back.
So you guys want to quickly just run down what you guys picked up at 7th level?
Who's gonna
Sure.
start?
Not me, because I can't remember.
Not me, because I'm a guest.
What are we starting with?
Well, Pyrrhus leveled up as a paladin. So Pyrrhus is now a slightly better paladin. They have... she has 20 points of lay on hands to give to people.
I could have said
And
the worst thing then, and I didn't.
and you gained an ability score improvement, which means your charisma is now an 18. And
Fabulous.
I believe your intelligence is now a 10 instead of a 9.
Yeah, something like that.
Which means that a bunch of your spell save DCs go up.
Sweet.
Which is all kinds of cool.
Hell yeah.
Sean,
Yes.
what does you have?
I get some more HP,
Cool.
and I get access to 4th level spells at last.
Ooh.
And I can't help but notice my health has gone back down again.
It's not
Oh,
touching
that's that'll be because of this. Where
Yeah, so's mine.
So I got 8 on top of the 48 I had, which makes me 50 something.
Stop changing my health!
it's because I've got your D&D Beyond character sheets open.
Oh, okay.
In other words, John's fucked it all.
So Sean, you rolled 8.
Yeah. So that makes me like 56.
I
56.
took average.
You 58.
8? I was at 48. According to this. I'm confused!
Yeah, that's not how maths works, but
Oh, when you said you rolled 8, did you mean you rolled 8 including your...
Including my...
There we go.
uh,
I gotcha.
I got you, fam.
Yeah, 56.
56. That's better.
And then
Oh,
the...
right, yes, I got access to 4th level spells, which means I get Banishment, and I get Blight, and I get Death Ward, and Guardian of Faith, and all that kind of snaz.
cool.
And Malzere.
Me, I also got more health. That's dropped down again! Ah!
What should it be?
It should be 45.
Okay.
And I also got Dimension Door as a spell.
That's not worrying at all.
Why is Be afraid.
It's not worrying at all.
Be afraid as John now has to make scenarios where Malzere can't use Dimension Door.
40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45.
He will find something. You always
I
does.
got power.
Barhum, for his side of things, has now got Feral Instinct, which means he gets bonuses to initiative rolls.
Nice.
Cool.
Meaning that he now rolls initiative with an advantage, and if he is surprised, if he flies into a rage straight away, he can still attack things on the first round.
Cool.
Snaz buckets.
I don't know what Hal has, because I don't know if Michael's leveled him up. Yeah.
So,
But he can now fall 35. He can now take 35 points of falling damage. With
just because.
just because. So, you guys started a conversation, Calderax and Malzere. And I want to know how much you could remember of where you had got to in this conversation to pick it up now.
I just told him that let's have the conversation later tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, with all the intents and purposes of making it sound kinky. So
We'll talk about this later.
yeah, so I guess if anyone else wants to say anything first, I'll let them do that.
We're gonna get shit-faced! Yeah!
Yeah, let's get hammered.
So,
Hal will stroke Ember, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think from Pi's point of view at the moment, she'd be staying quiet and just trying to figure out who this person is just from how you guys interact, but...
this is a guy we just found. We just bought him.
just a random dude that we picked up. He just likes fighting and joined us, because,
Yeah. Can't you tell? He's a punk. He's got spiky shit.
I think Barhum would just stare intensely at Paralyze because she's staring at him.
She's not just staring at him, she's just looking around, she's just people watching. But...
Yeah, but every time like Paris stares at him, he would stop drinking, puts his drink down, and starts staring at her. At some point, I think.
Every time she looks away, that's another staring match victory.
At some point, I think we're gonna what?
just intrigued as how you guys know each other. You've not been with these guys for very long, so it's always interesting to meet new people.
It's a long story.
Well, I met him first, and I point to Nazire. He was already a cocky little shit.
He met me at one of my concerts.
And he was already a cocky little shit. We've been through everything together, right, Nazire?
Yeah,
Stealing orchards, fighting dragons.
dying.
Yeah, that too.
It was quite a fabulous death.
Not from my point of view, no.
I sacrificed myself greatly.
You kind of shot yourself while dying.
I heard you died crying and sniveling to an orc.
Shut up!
He actually did.
Yeah, I thought so.
Also, it was fucking pricey to get you back.
I know! You stole my rubies and still don't forgive you for that.
Sorry for bringing you back to life.
I could soon rectify that.
And then, yeah, so I died, Squeak died, and then Calderox just kind of appeared out of nowhere, and that was it, really.
Okay.
Yeah, and since then, those two have been bickering about all day long. Did that change?
No,
Oh!
they bicker just as much, but now they've got how to join in with his lovable self.
Who's how?
The blue one.
Yes.
The blue one with a box attached to him.
Ah, blue guy, yeah.
The
yeah.
inferior primary colour one.
I wave at how.
Hi.
I'll wave back, I have no doubt.
It's probably one of those really, like, quick-handed waves.
Yeah.
Hi.
He's weird. I like him.
I'm Hal.
He is unusual, yes, but he means well, and is quite attached to my fox, so...
Ah, it's your fox. I thought it was his.
No.
You'd think that, wouldn't you? But it's
doesn't
not.
make
By the way, he clings to it.
Yeah. I don't know. Ember quite likes the attention too, so it works.
So, who are you?
My name's Pyrolis Brim. We happened to be on the same mission and have kind of paired up together. Me and Hal knew each other beforehand. And yeah, it's happened that way.
Hal will turn around and wave at the mention of his name again. Hi.
He'd probably mention Akadi at some point, having blown him through on the breeze and...
Is he
Probably
too-
meaning he got lost and just found someone who was willing to take him in, I'm gathering.
Yeah, he wasn't entirely sure what taverns and inns and things like that were when I met him, so
Oh.
he's had a lot to learn. But he's getting there.
Shut in. That's coming from me.
And how are you getting on, everyone?
Yeah. Well, I'm good.
Is the castle still alright?
It is very empty now.
No, that's not true. We've got all the servants. Like, is servants the right word?
Well, servant.
Yeah, we had visitors.
We did have a visitor.
Oh yeah, you missed my brother.
Oh. Do I remember your brother? That's a good question. Do I remember the existence of your brother?
I mean, I know he was mentioned at least once, but whether you remember that...
Oh, we talked about it extensively, but
Yeah.
I don't remember how much time has passed since then. So
All intelligence.
just
Fortunately.
roll intelligence!
fortunately, I still have the beautiful dice I got at MCM. Thank you,
Nice.
Franny. That's a nat 20, so yeah, I do remember.
You do
everything
remember.
about-
Not only that, you somehow know his blood type.
Oh yeah, this guy was born that day in that specific area. How
He's
do you
got a
know?
mole on his left butt cheek.
How do you know so much about my brother?
That's a little bit too much to know about my brother.
That I don't know. So how did it go? Turns to Malzire, very, very, very much. Tell me everything.
Well, he showed up with this massive scar on his face, proving once more that I am the more superior-looking brother. But no, it was all right. He's just been traveling and being a bard as well now. Apparently, it's great.
A family of bards, then?
Not really. It's more a laborer, a bit of thieving on the side kind of family, but not anymore. I mean, we're kind of rich-ish now.
You stole an orchard again?
We do not steal an orchard. We're making our own orchard, believe it or not.
No, I do not believe it.
Mm.
Well, believe it.
I'm sorry, did
Perhaps
Malzare just get replaced with Naruto?
I gotta believe.
Perhaps
Gotta
it's
go.
something to be seen, to be believed.
And so, what are you guys doing now? More missions, more stuff like that? That's an interesting sound I'm hearing from the next door.
We went to the Underdark.
We're
Wasn't the most pleasant of
transporting
places.
a man that we saved from there.
We couldn't have got through without my amazing leadership skills. I say, having not been at any of the sessions.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you kind of took a back seat to the entire thing, really. Hal got us lost
no.
at one point, and
I'm sorry, I held the map upside down.
yes, I know you held the map upside down. And do you know why you weren't allowed to guide us anymore?
I held the map upside down.
Exactly.
It looked the right way up at the time.
Yes, we took what was it, like 20 odd days in the Underdark, I think.
All that because of Malzire's leadership?
No. I was very well. I kept myself very well.
Well,
What
there
is
was,
the-
there was the point with the succubus.
Oh, that I need to hear about.
Well, there's some woman in the Underdark with like a load of like goblins and ogres and things just fawning all over her, and him and Hal were just completely enthralled by her, and I immediately detected infernaliness, and yeah, kind of had to drag both of them away.
Oh, come on. You had to admit she was quite pretty.
I will admit she's pretty, but that's entirely what a succubus is.
She was pretty dangerous.
Exactly.
To be fair, Calderax, I'm kind of surprised. You're the one who dragged them two out of the succubus.
I'll admit that she was very alluring, yes, but that's what a succubus is. They're alluring.
Not as alluring as me. I hate playing this map.
It was the
Believe me, I wish I had 5th level spells because I just immediately slap the shit out of you and get you fucking better, but I can't.
It was the what was it that giggled that made us suddenly go, yeah, no, we don't want to be here. Troll or something, or giant? I can't remember.
There was the giant thing.
It was
Yeah.
That
it was
running
an
away.
ogre that giggled.
Oh,
Yeah.
There was a giggling ogre.
That's how
That
you
was-
know things are wrong.
That's when you know things just know.
It was just
There
fucking weird.
was a giggling ogre that we thought, yeah, that's wrong on so many levels.
It was basically you, Barham, but bigger.
Did you just call me little again?
No, I just said you were littler than the ogre, because to be fair, ogres are quite big.
Well, to be fair, all of us are smaller than an ogre.
Exactly.
And you don't want to see one giggling.
So hold on, Marcella, what do I have in comparison to this ogre?
You've got a better
Strength.
beard, I guess, and strength.
Suspicious looking.
He looks at you and just goes, "Speaking of, I must say, you've kept your beard very well kept and groomed."
All dwarves have to keep their beard very well kept and groomed.
Now, if I myself were to grow a beard, I'm sorry to say, Barham, that it will probably be a lot better than yours, but thankfully I don't grow one because I need to keep my face fresh for my shows, you know?
For that you would need to be able to grow hair, mate.
Hey! Like, pats his side fringe defensively.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault you got baby cheeks. And he like pinches Malzer's cheek like.
He does have little baby cheeks, doesn't he? Doesn't he just have little baby cheeks?
He makes that exact noise.
I'm just
Byron, is
wondering.
Ryan on this?
I'm just wondering what the minimum amount of attack is for Hellish Rebuke to go off.
Well,
What?
it's nice to see you again at Waterdeep for once.
It's nice to be back.
Are you planning on staying long?
I don't know, are we?
Oh, I believe we stopped here on the way to drop off guy we got from the Underdark, so probably not.
Yeah, we've got places to be.
We just got this guy sat in a cart outside, just going.
Twiddling his thumbs.
Gawain's just out there with him, like playing cards and.
I mean, he had Amber until recently. Amber was in the room.
Yeah, he's out there too. I'm assuming because he's not here. Unless he is he here?
No, he's playing cards with the drow guy at the moment.
I mean, it's very legit that Malzere completely forgot the existence of that guy for an entire day.
It's fine, he's probably going to be going away, you know. Fan favourite.
Going to not exist anymore.
He's going to the farm.
He's going to the farm. Loads shotgun.
Yeah, I was going to the glue factory. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Are you guys happy with this scene? Would you like
I am
to?
very happy with this scene.
Would you like to move on to future scenes?
Continues drinking while this scene ends.
This scene fades out on Barham just
Fades
drinking.
Glug glug.
So, at this point, do we say goodbye to our good friend Sammy and Barham for the moment? Or does anybody have anything they wish to say to Barham before they leave the following day?
I don't want to leave now.
Well, that's a trap question, John. Do you have anything to say to me before you cast me aside? Or do you not care?
Sammy before he goes to the farm, loads shotgun.
Well, it depends. Are we like staying a night or like?
I suppose we would stay a night.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, it makes sense to stay the night in Waterdeep.
yeah,
And we'll
places to stay in Waterdeep.
tomorrow then.
Oh dear, you do not know what you've just started, John. Staying the night means it's an entire session.
Oh God, I have plans.
No, you don't.
Oh, I had plans.
Yeah,
More
that's
accurate.
it. Had
I mean,
plans.
Barham's like busy the next day. We could say like good night and goodbye to him now. It just depends.
I mean, Barham is guarding her house. It's not being very busy.
Well, I guess this is the session for today then, guys.
Well, I guess we're going to fucking bed then.
Going to fucking bed.
The order of the words in that sentence is very important, especially at the end.
So, are you staying in the inn, or is there space at Theodas's house for everybody?
Considering Theodas's house was built for a couple and their child, there's probably room for 3 people.
Oh, that's impressive.
So
Well, I
no, it's the answer.
So, difficult. But I guess we could squeeze Malzire in a cupboard somewhere.
Okay, 1, shut the fuck up. 2, why don't you 3 stay there? Cal,
Hmm.
why don't we stay here for old time's sake?
Well, we might as well. I'll have to bite the bullet and just have to pay for an inn room, I suppose.
1 room, so you don't drag anyone else into it.
Fine, I won't drag anyone else in.
Promise.
Hal just looks at Pyrolis going, Am I in the 3 going to the house?
Yes.
Yes, I assume so. Unless
Okay.
there's somewhere else you want to sleep, like, I don't know, put a tent up somewhere.
Barham just taps Malzire on the shoulder. So, renting a room for 2.
Oh, you can count. Well done.
So you finally decided to bite the pillow.
Why would anyone want to bite a pillow?
Sometimes I think you're stupid.
Hey, my intelligence is far superior to yours. Let's remind ourselves of that.
That's meta speaking.
Well, either way, he's right.
Anyway, birds and the bees. Have you decided to do it?
Yeah.
Final fuck.
Don't tell my brother though if you see him.
Why? Would I see him?
Well,
Just a bunch of Barham bumping into him around there. Go, oh, your brother! You're shocking!
well, look, I will discuss it with Cal tonight. It is a kind of weird grey area of I don't know what the fuck it is, but
I know.
I know you know because you won't stop teasing me about it. It was just something we did one night, and now I'm kind of like
Wanting more.
not wanting more. Okay, well maybe a bit more confused.
Oh, come on, you can say everything to your friend Barham.
I will clarify it with him,
Good.
and then I will write to you about it.
Good. But I think it's pretty clear since you just took one bedroom for 2. Just saying. And he starts walking away.
I'll get you back for that tomorrow.
And finally he goes to Paris and How. Right, you two, come with me. Go house. Especially you, and he points to How. You do not leave my side, because I think you'll get lost.
I won't get lost.
If you're sure that's
You
okay
will.
to stay with you, we'd greatly appreciate it.
As long as I keep my eyes open, I'm sure I won't get lost.
As long as I keep my eyes open. Ooh, shiny.
I imagine it would be a case of Ember follows Pie and Hal's just running along after Ember.
Yeah, that's what Barhum needs to do. Barhum just grab Ember and walk along with him over your head.
Love it.
And Hal will follow.
Leads them to house, making sure How follows. It's like herding sheep.
Like herding cats.
Or cats, yeah. Definitely cats.
You know, I can't follow people as a shiny thing.
Several days later, they make it to this.
And this is why, people, you should always be there for a D&D session. Otherwise, you're gonna get fucking joked about.
I have noted that Barham doesn't have a flower crown yet, so...
Oh, I can fix that.
I'm sure Hal will fix that.
You approach me with anything, I will break your fucking arm.
But it's a flower crown.
Especially that.
The greatest dwarves.
Do I need anything to lead them safely, or do we assume?
No,
manage
I
that?
think
No,
you.
we're good.
I think you can cope with leading them safely,
Good.
even if you do need to occasionally stop to re-attract Hal's attention.
En route, Pie will kind of... So... Malzere actually died?
Oh yeah.
Wow. That's...
Well, we decided
mean-
to fight some orcs, and turns out we weren't very ready for them. So, like half of our party died. I almost died as well. It was fun.
You just see her process that for a sec. It's like... Yeah, fair. But that must have been really expensive. That's not an easy magic to find, is it?
No, well, I don't really understand magic, but when it was pretty expensive, so we had to sell everything Malzira had, basically. Still pretty pissed about it, apparently.
Well, I'm sure, I assume they'd rather have come back and not had stuff. Up to them, I guess.
He seems still pretty attached about these ruby things.
Maybe he'll find them again one day. At least he's alive long enough to stand a chance of doing that.
Yeah. I told him many times not to go to front battle. Never listens.
No, that is a thing
The
that's
guy's-
been noted.
The guy is a twig. Fucking breeze will split him in two.
Pie
That
just
is-
kind of nods and grins.
But he's a good lad and he learns well.
Yeah, I mean, they seem alright. Not had a huge amount of chance to get to know them.
Don't
yeah.
worry. You'll come to like him and hate him at the same time.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Hey, Pyrolith.
Yes.
His beard looks like Ember.
I shall make no comment on this one.
You mean all kinds of majestic, right?
Also red.
Yeah, fair.
This guy knows his colors.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of an orange, really, with like grey bits in it.
I kind of also imagine at this point Hal's actually holding Ember up next to Beard.
Barham is just looking at this like cross-armed, like, are you finished?
Let's just put Ember down, shall we?
Okay.
But
He totally
yes.
doesn't. He totally doesn't put Ember down. He's carrying Ember right now.
But yeah, we should probably head inside, given I assume it's slightly chilly out.
It's starting to get dark.
Good thing I have dark vision.
I don't.
How?
Oh dear.
But it's fine
Yeah.
because Pyrolis glows.
Wait.
Yeah, this is true.
Suddenly, Barhum like this Pyrolis glows.
Pyrolis
She
does
will,
make...
will light her bag, because, you know, I can make stuff glow. It's pretty handy, especially
What?
for this one.
What are you?
I'm Asima.
Eh?
I mean, human, but with a twist. I guess a bit like tieflings are, but shiny.
So you're a shiny tiefling?
And I believe the from what I've read, the heritage stems more from a deal made with someone more positive, perhaps. I don't know. I don't understand a huge amount. There was someone somewhere in my family, maybe, but I'm just shiny. That's all we need to know.
To this, Barhum is just looking like, you can see clearly in his eyes he hasn't understood a single thing. He just got, you're a shiny tiefling, and that's it.
We'll roll with that. That's close enough.
Meanwhile, at the tavern,
Woo!
apparently Malzray is sliding down the banister.
I get to the inn room.
We go to the inn room.
You
I'm
go
assuming.
You go to the room in the inn, and there is a single double bed in there.
Oh, whoa.
Close the door after us, and I just go, so we're gonna continue that
We can.
So go on, what am I to you?
You're Malzray.
I know, isn't that cool?
I so want greater restoration. Well, what am I to you?
You're... Oh,
It's what you got if you say your counteracts.
I'm not gonna say that.
Then they're screwed.
You were the one person in the world I wanted to see dead for so long. Now, you're probably the one person outside my family I trust more than anyone else.
Well, then. Okay.
Now,
You are, admittedly, the one person outside of my family. One of two people outside of my family that I trust implicitly. The wishing dead part I don't have for you.
you've got to be honest, I was kind of pissed.
Pretty pissed. But not truly felt that animosity toward.
Which is why I'm surprised you've been so willing about all this. Like, I don't know what this is, but I guess I'm kind of honored.
Well, sits on bed. To be honest, I was surprised. I don't want to word it like that. Usually, if I was traveling with someone, I wouldn't go for anything like that because it makes it weird, and if anything happens, then it kind of can ruin the dynamic of the group. But with you, I felt a little different.
Really?
Yeah. So I pursued it, and you reciprocated, even tipsy on the day.
Oh, come on, I wasn't that bad.
You were pretty tipsy on the day.
Okay, maybe a bit.
But then things have happened since, and I'll admit that I was expected to not want to do anything again, even though I wanted to.
Well. Yeah, I guess it's been more me thinking if that would happen again, but I suppose if you wanted, the first time was pretty good.
I mean, mhm.
I mean, I never really thought my first time would be with a guy, but it was nice. It was very,
Well.
very nice.
Well, thank you for one, and you were very good for your first time.
Oh, I know.
Awkward conversation, isn't it?
You know, it's weird. Just the whole dynamic of it, don't you think? It's just so stupid, and yet some weird. We can make a book out of it, don't you think?
What dynamic? What do you mean?
Well, the fact that a holy guy like you has somehow been charmed by a fabulous demon worshipper like me. It's a bit crazy, don't you think?
Demon worshipper.
Well. And then I think he kind of realizes what he's just said, and he's like, demon worshipper is a bit strong of a term, but.
I seem to have caught on the demon worshipper thing. I have noticed certain mentions of certain things, but the demon worshipper bit has kind of caught me there.
Okay, I don't worship a demon. I just owe a lot to a demon.
Oh?
To find out about this anyway. So, you know how we have this everything back at home?
Yes, you're suddenly well looked after and all that. You've mentioned.
Turns out the house was given to us.
Okay, I've got demon worshipper and given. Those two don't really mesh.
Well, stuff happened.
One thing led to another.
Yeah. From what I've been told, and my parents got a letter which they passed on to the owners of the place we live in, and to make a long story short, that place is now kind of been given because of that demon, because and he trails off.
Goes up to because
Okay, you can't be mad at me because this wasn't my fault, okay?
I won't be mad at you. I'll just be disappointed.
Okay, so you know this place wherever the fuck we used to live. We still haven't decided where we live.
the little shed where you lived in
No, not the shed. I mean just the town as a whole.
Yes, I'm aware of the town.
It may or may not be under complete domination by the Demogorgon. Now, I'm not saying that the Demogorgon, enslaved everyone. He just kind of owns the town now, but just kind of doesn't really use it. It was more just so my parents could get the house. But that's what I've been told, okay?
Yeah, okay, so you're saying the place where my parents still live...
Yes.
...is owned by the Demogorgon.
Yes.
Despite my parents being quite relatively high up in that society and would kind of notice this kind.
I repeat, this wasn't my fault. I had nothing to do with this. I just found out about it, half a year ago now.
Oh, half a year ago. So, a good long time.
It just never came up in conversation.
Right.
Oh, you're pissing me on you.
I'm not pissed at you. I'm just kind of curious how such a deal took place.
I don't know if I can tell you. To be honest, I'm kind of surprised. I'm surprised he didn't tell you.
Well, yeah, I'm also kind of curious when he thought this would just come up in conversation. Okay, considering I've not spoken to your father in many years, and your mother is quite obviously not a bad. You're a main.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of leaves one person, doesn't it?
Okay, I think you should sit down. This is a bit of a crazy story.
Okay.
Okay, so I might be...
Sits down on a chair.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you this. I might be glossing over some details. But basically, Morks kind of killed Gratz.
Okay, I find that a bit unlikely, but still, yeah.
Basically, a birthday party happened, and Morks was kind of, he basically demanded that he entertain. So Morks told him some jokes, and he laughed so hard that he choked to death.
Hmm.
And then the Demogorgon kind of just appeared and just said, "Hey, thanks for killing my enemy. You want to make a pact with me?" And then Morks was like, "No, but if you help my family out, then yes." And I guess that kind of happened.
Hmm. Right.
And that's pretty much it. So if Morks had ever said anything to you or tried to threaten you or anything, the story's really not as good as he makes it out to be.
Yeah, I still kind of can't get over the point of you just said, or at least claimed, that the Demogorgon has taken over the entire town of which my family lives. And you thought that there was no reason for me to know this, so that I could get them out of a stinking hellhole.
No, it's not a hellhole. No, the Demogorgon only did it He doesn't really own
you're
the town.
you're still glossing over the part that my now in evident danger because apparently the Demogorgon can just do whatever the fuck he likes in this.
No, but like from what Morgs is telling me, he's not intending to do anything. He just kind of did it just so he
Yes,
kills the
but
house.
this is a god. This is a demon of madness and ruin. He's not going to tell some peon when he's going to just go, no, don't like this one anymore, and kill my entire family.
No, he's not going to kill anyone.
Yeah, I think you should get your own room.
No, hey, can we talk about this?
When? 6 months?
Oh, Look, you're kind of exaggerating this a bit, mate.
I'm kind of exaggerating. You have told my parents are living in a town run by a demon. A demon that will happily murder anyone it wants, whenever it wants.
It's not that he's like... Okay, maybe own was the wrong word. Maybe he's not owning the town, he kind of just possessed the people who do own the town.
Once again, my parents are high nobility in the town, who would then be ruling part of it.
Well, everything's fine right now.
Yeah, I'm still thinking that getting your own room part is a idea.
Okay, well, why don't next time we have free time, we make a trip home and we can see that everything's alright?
No, I think we're making a trip home now.
Like, right this second?
No, I'm going to spend the night here, and then I'm going to go.
Well, if we tell the others, then we could all go.
You have a mission to attend to elsewhere. I have my family to say.
No, look, they're not in immediate danger.
You say that when you're not even sure what exactly the Demogorgon has in this town.
Look, he only did it to get us a house, okay?
Yes, he apparently took over an entire town to get you a house.
Okay, let me put it this way. I think he won't touch the town unless it's up in some way, and from what
Once again, you're saying this with absolutely no basis.
Okay, well, why don't you find Mox instead and get more detail? Because I might have found the house with
Okay, fine. Know where he is?
Well, not at the minute, no.
Then I fail to see how I can...
I mean, we could track him down.
Once again, on a mission, I'm not leaving my family in a place that could be burned to the ground or razed or entire town killed at any moment.
Then we can sort it out.
Stands up, goes toward door.
He just like looks at you, help you.
Hmm? The cool kind of crackle that didn't hit you.
He looks at you but just doesn't stop you.
Leaves the room and goes and gets his own room.
Oh. Why can I not keep my mouth shut? Oh wait, because it's a nice mouth. Okay. Guess that's conversation over then.
You worded it that way. He's going to take it that way.
You know, fuck it. I kind of saw that coming.
So, yep, goes to his own room, goes to bed.
Okay.
Very, very angry.
I am angry.
Well, I need some new notes and plans for where some people are going. Oh boy.
I'm so sorry. I did not expect it to go like that.
It's fine.
You word it in a way that his family is in danger. The one thing which he literally stated to you not 2 minutes before.
Yeah, I know.
You were the most important, save for his family.
I must say, Amy, I've never seen such a downhill going moment of conversation. Like, it started very well, and you managed to completely go downhill during
Well, you say that now, Sammy, but consider fucking Grace and Yoni.
No, because you started bad with Grace and Yoni.
That bad.
It's fine. It's not like I've got anything big coming up, like a Christmas crossover or an 8-hour live stream or anything I'm preparing
Well,
for.
that's up to Sean to deal with that.
Yes, Jennifer.
What?
Yes.
What? I didn't do this. You did this.
Yes, Jennifer. It was very epic fail.
Yes. So the following morning, Pyrolis wakes up at Theodas's house in, I'm assuming, a spare bedroom.
If she is in the spare bedroom, that means she is in the child's bedroom.
Fine by her. She just wants a bed.
Well, I
Either
mean-
that or she'd sleep on a sofa or something.
I'm assuming Hal's probably on the sofa and
Either that or
Barham's...
they've just all pitched tents in the garden.
No, Hal's pitched the tent in the living room. Just
Okay.
next to the sofa.
I'm not sure Barham would have allowed that to happen. They'd probably taken How, the tent, everything in the backyard and just threw them.
Anyway, you guys come to consciousness, and what's the morning routine for Pyrolis?
Wake up, sacrifice a virgin.
You know, the usual.
Wake up, say good morning to Ember. Probably go for a walk with Ember pretty early. I would imagine, given that they're somewhere that's safe to do that.
There's a backyard. Technically, Theodas's house is not in Waterdeep. It's a bit on the outskirts of it.
Yeah, so, you know, she'd go for a walk with Fox and then would sort out food and stuff. Pretty average morning.
Arf.
Interesting fox
Technically
sound.
Fox's scream, John.
Yeah, they don't bark.
Yeah, they scream with the howls of the damned.
So go scream.
I'm sorry, I should have seen in the
Exactly.
video. I should have seen in the video that Sean had just taken a drink at that moment.
No, that's exactly why you did it at that time.
We know now what Amber looks like. And
I mean,
sounds like.
we've already tonight nearly killed Tanny as they inhaled some rice.
Oof. Some painful.
I think that was Sean's fault.
That's fair.
I can't remember what I said, but apparently I did nearly cause it death. Just saying.
It was apparently some very nice vegetarian curry and not for breathing in.
Does it smell good at least now?
So Pyrolis prepares food, and so Hal will wake up. Is there spare breakfast?
No.
I assume he's asking that to Pyrolis.
Who is he asking that to, John?
Pyrolis, I assume. If is
Yeah,
Pyrolis.
well, it depends what time he asked, whether she's out on the walk with a Ember or not.
No, I assume that you'd got back and had started breakfast, and that's what wakes him.
Yeah, there's always
Food.
spare breakfast. And should just throw a plate together. Barham, you want some?
Oh, Baron has already knocked himself out. He's already taken what he needs.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, he lives there now, so...
Yeah.
No.
Well, I guess we
Nom,
should be heading off fairly soon to go and find the others.
I wonder if they burned the fucking tavern down.
Yeah, I sure hope nothing bad happened last night.
Do they have a habit of burning places down?
Not that I recall, but they have a habit of finding trouble.
Yeah, we went to the Underdark and we were there for a long time.
Yes, I know you said that 20 times.
It was a
yesterday.
long time.
Ah.
Well, we shall. We'll be heading off then. Thank you for your hospitality. It was nice meeting you.
Yeah, friends of friends are always friends to me.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Barhorn.
You are a friend of a friend. I must remember that and not fucking knock you out.
Trust me, you've missed all of the variations we've had on Malzere and Calderax.
Does it get it right now?
He tries. We're not sure whether it's going to stick. But he tries. That's the important thing.
We should be getting back to Malderax and Calzone.
Yes, on that note.
Goddy Gordon. Well, if you need to go, you need to go. If you ever come back to Waterdeep, go and say hi.
Yeah, we will.
I will keep that in mind.
And do give my regards to the...
For 5 months. Knock, 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 knock. Hi!
Do give my regards to the 2 tieflings. If they're still alive,
yes.
Of course.
Yes, if the place has indeed burnt down, I'm sure we'll be back to let you know. Well, thank you again, and she'll sort of turn to leave and start heading out.
Bows down, says goodbye, waves, and disappears forever again.
Barham will return in the Christmas special.
Bye-bye, don't die.
I'll try.
No, you're so fucking dead. Either it's the demon killing you or Calderax, but
Yes. Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh boy,
And with that, they'll head back over to the...
I said to Sammy it would be about 15 minutes to half an hour for them to just say goodbye to you, and... Yep,
Yeah.
you guys.
Always how plans work.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. You should have known it's D&D and plans never quite work.
Plans never survive the first contact with the party.
Next time, just remind me to operate on D&D time, which is apparently 4 times as long.
Yeah, you should have seen this coming.
Times everything by 4. Let's make that a new rule, see if that helps.
Time is fluid.
Anyway, Pyrolus returns with How and Ember in tow to whatever the name of the tavern we gave was.
Yeah, I can't remember.
The Fancy Frolicker.
They return to the Fancy Frolicker. What do
I
they
imagine-
find?
What sort of time? They would have left pretty early, I would have thought.
I'm assuming you're getting here about 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. Like,
Yeah.
people are starting to get up, and like the town is starting to be busy for the morning. Shops are opening. The market is starting to come to life.
I think Malzere would be up.
I think Calderax would also be up.
Just like on opposite side.
Probably.
I will distract myself by tuning my lute.
I think Pi would walk in and wander towards Calderax.
And wade through the oppressive atmosphere.
Yeah. with snorkel in tow, just to, get some nice fresh air that isn't full of dread from the ceiling. So, sleep okay?
Oh, Perilous! Hi, nice to see you! How have you been?
Fine. Thank you.
Oh, that's good. Now come sit with me and we're gonna have a nice morning, okay?
Well, I mean, I was
Need
just about
someone
to sit
break
down
the
over
awkward
here.
silence.
Yeah, she's
Also,
coming.
sorry about your ears.
She's coming to sit over here.
Yes.
I will go and sit with Mal 1.
Which one's Mal 1?
Maddie says, I entered the stream as soon as Amy screamed. That was lovely.
Sorry, I keep forgetting. Because here's the problem is that, like, I used to, like, do these streams, like, too far from the mic so everyone would complain I'm too quiet. And now I'm doing it too close. I can't do so much. It's too loud.
So, yeah. I will sit down with Calderax anyway.
I will sit down with the blue boy.
So, there's an interesting level of tension in here. Good night.
Not particularly.
No? How come?
Revelations, basically.
Not the best of things.
No, especially these particular revelations that Malzere decided to hide from me for 6 months.
Oh. Yeah, that's not good.
And as such, there is a very high possibility that I'll be leaving today to go back to my family to help them relocate, possibly.
I'm sorry to hear that, but family does come first, so I understand.
Just visibly pissed.
Have you had breakfast and things yet?
I've not had the stomach for it. I've just had some water.
If you're heading off, do you want me to get them to pack something for the road?
Maybe. I don't know. I'll probably have to try and get some supplies before I leave, and we're in Waterdeep, so it should be fairly easy to do.
Yeah, that's fair.
Trying not to just out and type everything that's happened in the Twitch chat for Maddie.
It's fine. I'm going to see if I can, as Hal, get the conversation going with Malzere to find out what happened.
We can cut to over there if you like.
Yeah.
Smash cut to that side of the room.
So yeah, I ask Hal if he has any paper on him.
1 moment. I turned into C-3PO. Why do all my characters turn into C-3PO?
Hal no does.
And C-3PO, you can talk about relation.
Oh my. I'm...
I see the corner of Hal's character sheet.
Hal pats himself down and... No, I don't have any paper.
Oh, it's fine. I'll find my own.
What do you need to write?
I need to write to my brother very quickly now.
What did you do?
Despite the fact that I am a perfect breed of nature, it isn't so perfect.
Why are you sitting so far away from Calderon?
Okay, I need to tell him something which now I realize it's very wrong of me not to tell him, and now that I've slept on it, I'm not 100% certain I got all the details right, and now I need to talk to my brother to see if I did get the details right or not. The problem, last I heard he was going back home, but I don't know if he's back home yet. Right home and really hope for the best.
Why don't we just go to your home?
Because Calderax is not gonna want me there.
When has that stopped you before, from what Foxface was saying?
And you just see this kind of like dawning of realization on Malzray's face, and he's like, that's a good point. Yeah, what the fuck am I saying? And then I just grab Hal's face in between my hands and just says, "You're a genius. Not as genius as much as me, but you're a genius."
Thank you.
And then I just how am I gonna do this? Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Fucking Malzaray jumps up on the table and he just goes, "Everyone, I have made the executive decision here."
Hasn't turned around, isn't.
What's the executive decision,
I'm
man?
still grabbing his face now. I just like drag him up on the
Dragged him onto the table, holding him by his face.
I have made the executive decision that in order to rectify the mistakes of my obviously not so perfect self, that we shall all go home.
But I don't want to go home. I'm on my pilgrimage.
No, not you, not your home, my home.
Oh.
How?
Yes.
Would you like to meet my parents?
Are they like you?
My mum is.
Okay.
That hasn't responded.
So we're going to... Where are we
Elventree.
going to?
Originville.
Originvale.
We need to come up with a better name for it.
So
We
that's,
really do.
that's just been shouted across the.
Yeah, the whole tavern.
Okay.
There's just someone at the bar going, I want to go to your home.
The drunk guy that still hasn't quite left the bar from last night.
One drunk guy. I want to go to where you live. It's full of demons and shit.
I don't even want to go to my home.
Well, if anybody else wants to come along, I would say the more the merrier, but if not, this message is more directed from my team.
One very drunk guy goes, yeah, all right.
We just get this whole party of drunk people coming back with us.
I got nothing better to do.
How will look up at Malzaray on the table. Should we ask Pyrolis?
Well, I thought Pyrolis could hear us, but okay.
Pie's got. She did look around for a short time and just turned back around to look at Cal just to see his reaction to what's going on.
Do you have his coffee?
Yes, you do have.
Takes coffee, sips it without looking at Mal in the slightest.
So what didn't you tell him?
Oh,
Well, what didn't you tell him?
sorry, it clicked for a second. He was asking me that. Right. You've got to keep my voice down. This stays with you, okay?
Maybe you want to get off the table then.
Oh yeah, shit. It gets off the table.
There's currently, as you say,
The drunk guy at the end of the bar just goes, "Oh,
My brother.
you have a brother?
made a deal. Yeah, an older brother. He's called
Ooh,
Mux.
I don't have a brother.
Oh, well, you've got me.
I mean, I suppose.
Look, you get on my nerves, mate, but...
Yay!
Now, my brother, rashness and, like, you know, impulsiveness kind of runs in the family, and he kind of made a pact with a demon lord. And
That's bad.
yeah, and in order to agree to said pact, he said he would only say yes if it benefited his family, or our family in some way, and...
Well, you are part of his family, yes.
Yeah. What he did was this demon lord gave my parents a house, but in order to do that, he had to take control of the people in... Now, from the way that Morks worded it, it sounds he may still have control of them, but then again, it was 6 months ago, and I don't remember all the details. Problem is that Caldrax lives in the same town where his parents are, so he's not very happy about that.
So Calzone thinks you put his parents in trouble?
Okay, one, it's not Calzone, it's Caldrax.
Calderax.
Yes, and two, I think that is the assumption that he's made, and I... Oh no. That was like very aggressive timing.
Smash on the keyboard.
Okay, no, not assumption. Okay, that is one...
Maddie just shouts, Malzere Churna Dawn WTF.
Okay, I repeat again, like I said before, this was not Malzere that did this. He just didn't mention it. All right, yeah. But like, blatantly told was Calderax.
Well then, Morks Churna Dawn WTF.
I can feel the anger from this. Okay, my point being is that if we find Morks, who I am about 80% sure will be back at home now, we can get all the details from him. I might have been wrong, and if I was wrong, then you can berate me for it later, and if I was right, then you can still berate me for it later.
That was to Maddie. I've decided she is now called.
But the point being is that Cal now wants to go back and make sure his parents are safe, and I have decided that in a collective effort to right the wrongs that I have befallen onto this team, that it would be more appropriate if we all go together.
Then I suppose that this is the direction that Acades blows us in this day.
Hail to fucking Akadi.
How much was that low enough that Pi wouldn't have been able to hear that?
I think by the end of it, he picked up his normal volume again.
What's your passive perception?
Nah. That's just this number in it that's sat there. 0 on perception.
Oh, no. Passive
Which
perception will be 10.
Where's that?
At the bottom of skills.
Oh, okay.
Passive wisdom.
Oh yeah, 10.
Brackets perception.
Yup, 10.
So yeah, you would have heard like the end of that conversation where they both kind of picked up to their normal speaking volumes.
Sorry, that's on the door.
Okay. She's currently just sat like stirring coffee, just processing. Do you want Malzere there?
I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, so
Caldorax apparently just starts clapping for some reason.
That's how he processes. Just claps as he does.
Caldorax will just be sipping his coffee, looking on, do whatever the hell he likes.
Oh no!
I mean, I can make an attempt to keep him here if you think that would help.
If he wants to go and visit his family, fine. I'll be trying to move my outfit, so there'll probably be very little in crossover as to what we'll be doing.
That's fair. I mean, if they did need temporary board somewhere, not sure exactly how far you've got to go, but my family do have an inn, so if it comes in helpful, just let me know.
Well, that's very helpful of you.
It's a nice inn.
Mm-hmm. It's a very nice inn.
Shouts.
Folks there for Christmas.
I don't know what kind of differences between places. Because I don't have a map.
I mean, to be fair, Originville doesn't even have a real name yet, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we need to have a look through the map of...
If it's close and useful, it's there.
map of the Sword Coast, which would be... which I don't have any of my books to hand.
The fireworks you hear in the background, Maddie, are, I believe, mostly in the music track that's playing rather than actual fireworks going off tonight. I've not heard any tonight. I don't know about anybody else.
I heard a few, but they
No.
quickly petered.
So I guess
we're heading to Originville, wherever that is. Go look at the...
We've still got that guy with us, right?
why can't you just fly?
I mean, Gawain could just take him for us.
I will take him back to Elventree.
Okay.
That would be appreciated if you can. It seems there's been a bit of a... I don't really know what to call this. There's been a thing.
I'm sure the Blackstaff can spare some men. Well, I mean, there go those notes I made. Don't need those.
Nope.
Off they go, into the fire.
And now I just got to work out what to actually fucking do. Pyrolus.
I'm hurriedly looking through.
There has certainly been a kerfuffle. Also, Amy, Maddie says, Malzray, my dude, my bro, my lad, honesty is the best policy.
Okay, to be fair, this entire 6 months Mal's been hinting at this. Cal just never questioned it.
No, he hasn't hinted at it. He's just occasionally accidentally said things.
Yeah.
It's not like he's been trying to get Caldrax. And no doubt, if I'm correct, I think at one point Caldrax did question it, and you kind of glazed it over. So don't give me the whole, I gave him all the opportunities under the sun to fucking do this.
Okay. When I say that Malzray hinted, I mean I hinted, but somebody else because you already knew.
I already knew.
Okay, so what the fuck do we?
Well, I'm hurriedly looking through a book I know has a map.
So, Sean,
Yeah.
Have we said previously where Pyrolus comes from?
I feel like we did. Let me just have a dig in notes.
I mean, there's loud water.
Family farm in Trebor?
Tribor.
Yeah.
Tribor.
That was the family farm and they didn't move far away for the inn, so... Ta-da!
So are Mal and Cal from sort of Desserin Valley area peeps?
I imagine, like, the place they were in was... Because here's the thing, the fact that it's got nobility there means it was kind of like a very cultured place. So I don't know.
Well, what have we got? We got Shrivel, got Guitar, got Westbridge. What's Westbridge? Yeah, I'm really looking in the wrong book. This is going to be the entire session now. We're looking.
So this is how it comes up with figuring out backstories, guys.
Look, if there's one thing I absolutely suck at with D&D, it's geography.
Yeah, I'm pretty awful at the geography of the world in general.
I
Bad D&D to that, I'm awful.
know the long road between Harvest Inn, west side of the long road facing the stone trail.
I mean, I've just got a copy of The Princess Bride here. Do you want to just read that for the rest of the session?
I rented The Princess. What can I say? I'm a sucker for happy endings.
As someone who sucks at geography in real life, I totally understand, says Maddie.
So do I. Actually, no, I used to be really good at it and then I dropped it because I didn't want to do it for GCSE.
I'm good at the stuff that's like volcanoes and...
It's absolute garbage at geography until I took my GCSEs, where that was one of my highest marks.
I'm pretty good with maps.
Oh, maps I can do all day, and I understand certain parts of geography, at least enough to be able to get a passing grade in it.
Yeah, I liked volcanoes and rocks.
That's very specific.
Yeah, the rest of it was boring and I just couldn't be bothered.
Hi, Hollywood 1011. Sorry, as we try to desperately locate the name of a place.
I mean, you could always just make one up and plonk it wherever you like.
I think next time we have a new like D&D game in FBF, I'm just gonna play a mute character because honestly,
So you're gonna play Kenku then?
I do actually have a Kenku bard prepared.
I mean, what about? I mean, I suppose no, no, not that one.
No.
I mean, the road. It's a fair while down the road from Tribal.
Maddie says that she was only ever taught the geography of Canada.
And
Yeah, fair.
that we should soon. So
I mean,
we'll begin.
there's a shit ton of Canada to understand the geography of, so...
It's a fair amount of Canada. I'll give it that.
We did a history lesson once where we had to pretend like we were in a Victorian school, so there was a big map up on the board and we had to name places, and the one guy in our history class had run out of things to name because we'd named all the ones he knew. So he had to go and stand in the corner for the rest of the lesson.
I mean,
So, if we are we hanging around here for a bit? How quickly would they head off? Calderax would be pretty set.
I mean,
but we'd have to-
Calderax is pretty set on setting off immediately.
pretty
but
much.
we'd need supplies.
So he will go and get supplies from the nearest supply shop and go.
Okay.
I mean, in terms of cities that would have nobility, the only one kind of, well, there's Neverwinter, which is a fair way away, you know, but at the same time, that's near Fandalin, which makes it a little bit weird. And the other one near that is Everland, which is near Silvery Moon.
I
Which
mean,
is a fair ways down the road, but yeah.
Everland, I'm okay with it being. Neverwinter is a little bit. A lot of other stuff is happening there that I don't want the.
Other shit has happened.
I don't want the Demogorgon to take it over.
Yeah.
As if they couldn't go bad enough.
So there's Everland. I would suggest Silvery Moon, but a certain unicorn lives there.
Yeah.
Unicorns.
That's why I wasn't also. That's also why I wasn't going to suggest Daggerford, because a certain tiefling and human paladin live there, and.
Exactly. So, I mean, so there's Everland. If we're happy with Everland.
Everland or a small town on the outskirts of such area.
It's just the problem with having an entire universe and people everywhere.
Damn you people. This universe would be so much better without all the people, and suddenly the Christmas crossover makes sense. You guys all thought it was just a game, but no, it's just the GMs getting pissed off with all the people in their universe.
Just sitting there seething. How dare there be people here?
Oh, it was so nice before people showed up.
That's what it is. It's just like the old. It's just that's what the GMs are. They're just the old gods. They're just sitting there going, "Fucking people coming in, ruining all my shit."
Just get it so messy.
Putting buildings up in my field, you bastards. So yes.
So Everland.
Everland. If Amy is happy that we live in Everland,
I like the name Everland. Let's go there.
Yep, that. So that's where we live.
Right, come on guys, let's go on an adventure.
So
travel,
Originville suddenly becomes known as Everland.
Yeah, Originville has evolved into Everland. A place in D&D that Maddie knows.
I think that's actually where some of backstory occurs.
Nice.
Oh, what's that? Malzere has managed to screw up Maddie's characters now.
Ah, the joys. Okay, so we're making preparations to head there then, I assume.
Yes.
To Everland.
Are you sure that you want myself and Hal with you? I mean...
I think it's kind of essential right now.
Yeah. That's fair. I just thought I'd double check.
Yeah. So I guess we prepare.
Finishes coffee. Finishes coffee. Heads upstairs to grab his stuff. So do you want to match for all those notes, John, or just a lighter will do?
I'm so sorry.
Well, I'm just going to point out that it will take you 20 days to get to Everland.
Well, guess we better dimension door over there.
You can only dimension door about 300 feet.
Well, let's go and get a running start and dimension door the first 300 feet, and then go the rest of the way.
Technically, you can push yourselves and go at a fast pace on horseback.
I think that one depends on what Cal wants.
That will take you 16 days.
The story just keeps getting longer and longer. Go underground. Take this way. No, we're gonna go some other way.
Well, let's power to.
Yes, we'll go via horses and.
By horses and carts and fucking train.
Yeah.
Before you set off, rations.
Mm-hmm.
For 1 day of rations for one person, it is 5 silver pieces.
Okay.
So for 20 days of rations, that will be 10 gold.
Okay.
Fine.
Per person.
Let's do that.
Thank
Yeah.
you, per person. Fine. 963.
937.
Cool.
See, if we were in Eberron, we could take the train.
I've now got Maddie, could you just give us a quick overview of Everland? Oh, right, yeah, that's a shitty place that Seraphine was kicked out of very quickly, wasn't it? Cool.
Well, situated on the banks of the Ravin River are the northmost active mercantile communities. A thick stone wall encloses it. I've got a book.
Choo choo, motherfucker.
Looks kind of like that. It's in the storm. It's in the Storm King's Thunder Guide.
It is. Conveniently, that's what I've managed to get up on D&D
That's all right,
Beyond. Would you guys like to talk about anything in the 15 to 16 days of travel that it's going to take for you to get to Everland?
Stony silent.
I imagine Pi is busy teaching Hal all sorts of stuff. Just as they're passing things, she'll be pointing out various things that she knows, various places if she's been through any.
I mean, Cal would be perfectly personable to Pyrolis and Hal.
Yay!
So, your family, what were they in the town?
My parents?
Yeah.
They kind of got into a bit of everything, really.
Mm-hmm.
Banking, mercantile,
Oh, wow.
a bit of everything. My father especially started trying to branch out into his own kind of merchant business,
Mm.
trying to separate himself from the family. But either way, they're my family.
Yeah. That's cool,
So-
though. So,
Either way, they've been nobility there for a good few generations.
mm. Yeah, that's cool.
But yes, just need to get them out of there now. At least whoever wants to leave.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what's gone on there, I guess. To see whether it is what Mal seems to be hinting at. I don't know, didn't quite overhear the full story, so...
Well,
But-
he implies that a demon lord has taken over the entire town. A town of which my parents, at least in part, help rule to an extent. Well, not really my parents. Like I said, my parents are trying to get away from that, but my grandparents, at the very least, and other members of my family.
Family ties, regardless. Yeah, it does sound like at least getting them some distance for a while would be a good idea.
Hold on, I've been contacted.
Contacted.
I imagine by this point Hal's probably sorted out the whole horse riding thing. Because that was new to him the last time we rode horses, wasn't it?
I mean, over the course of these 20 days, he will have worked, or 16 days, he will probably work it out.
Yeah.
Get into the swing of it a little bit.
We can add that to his list of skills.
Oh no.
And I imagine he's quite excited about seeing somewhere new.
He is enjoying a lot of this countryside.
So much fun.
On the way there, you do pass places, which I will discuss briefly in a moment when I load the map back up again. So, if heading out from Waterdeep, you do pass along, you pass through Red Larch. You pass up by Tribor, and presumably at that point spend a night at Pyrelis's
Nice.
parents' tavern.
Yep.
Sup, Mama Pyrelis?
You head across the bridge, across the River Desserin to Yatar. You head along the riverbank for quite a way until it diverts into the high forest, and you just skirt the edge of the high forest until you meet the river Ravin, which you cross the river Ravin, and in the distance you can see the Nether Mountain range. And you find your way into Everland, which is a large town. A thick stone wall encloses the city, pierced in 5 places by gates like the spokes of a wheel. Broad, straight avenues lead from each of the gates to the centre of town, where there is a market. The streets are clean and wide enough to accommodate large caravan vehicles. At all times you can see soldiers patrolling the walls to reassure citizens and visitors that all is well, as much as they are to discourage people from attacking the town. The buildings in Everland are stately and well maintained, with steeply pitched rooftops and tall spires that sport colourful banners. And there are 2 bridges that span the River Raven, which has parks and trees along its shores.
It's perfect.
So pretty.
And on the walls are the mounted heads of the enemies of Demogod. and
Nothing's changed.
the abyssal fires burn brightly among
Oh, that's just for decoration.
the piles of bodies burn day in, day out.
It's Guy Fawkes night. Right.
The screams of the dying and dead.
Jeez, it's been what? Yeah. So, whose parents are we seeing first?
Hold on.
We're not at all.
I'm replying to certain people who are trying desperately to cobble together something.
We're not at all world building at the same moment as you know that bit in Wallace and Gromit where there's the train tracks and they're rapidly running out of train tracks and he's just laying down more at the front of the train.
Gromit has to hurriedly put the track down.
Oh god, that was my favourite part of the whole Wallace and Gromit series.
Well, this is that, but with a world.
I'm so sorry. Okay, so I think, in a modicum of the fact that we need to get this cleared up, we should go to my place first.
He
Also
has
because-
ignored. Caldrax has ignored you and has immediately travelled to going to his house.
No. Okay, I know we are at a rough. If we get this clarification first, then you might not have to move your parents out, alright?
Then I suggest you run to your house, and I'll run to mine. You know where mine is. And walks.
Alright, I'll be quick. Runs to the new place.
Hal looks at Pyrrhus. Where do we go?
We'll go get the horses stabled, and then probably best to maybe hang in the tavern.
We'll
Let
just
them-
chill out in the tavern.
Let them deal with things. They'll know where to find us, I would imagine.
Okay.
Burn the town down.
So
So,
Hold on. I can assist you in something else.
Pyrrhus.
Discord. Yeah, go on.
Cal has no sympathy. I love it, says Maddie. Also, Wallace and Gromit was Maddie's shit as a kid.
it was my shit as well.
Why should Cal have any sympathy?
So for Pyrrhus and Hal, who go to stable the horses that have that are now like catching their breath, having been rode as fast as they possibly can for the past 478 miles.
Just a few.
I
I don't know, we might have swapped horses at various points during that. It's a long old way.
Probably would have made sense.
Run them into the ground.
I mean, to be
We're
fair,
traitors.
yes.
It's the same company, just runs stables along the whole line, so we've just been dropping them off, and if we head back again, we'll pick the same ones back up, it'll be fine.
Pyrrhus and Hal take in the impressive edifice of Moongleam Tower, which is a very tall black stone keep that is a stronghold in the centre of the town. It rises from one of the higher knolls in the city and consists of 4 narrow cylindrical towers joined together, surrounded by a dry moat.
Cool.
Crowning the roof is an open turret, which has a signalling mirror shaped like a crescent moon. There are a number of temples around town. But at the centre of town is the Bell Market. Where sort of all commerce really takes place. What's the name of the damn tavern in this town? It's on my list somewhere. Oh, hang on a minute. What are the taverns, Maddie?
We turn to the chat.
Pi, at some point, would head... She's part of the Alchemist Guild, isn't she? So she'd probably head somewhere at some point during the time here. Just to drop in and say hi and
Okay.
see what's new.
What's new? Pussycat? Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Never know, they might have made some advances in somewhere.
The oldest tavern in town, and the largest, would be Danavar's house, which was once a noble's mansion It is now a favourite haunt for adventurers. So is that where Hal and Pi are likely to wait for...
Probably, yeah.
Ooh, you want to know something?
Mm.
I think that's where Mal and Cal met for the first time.
Probably.
Hal and Pyrolis head inside, and just cleaning a tankard behind the bar is a one-eyed half-orc.
Oh.
Evening.
Handsome fella.
Can I get you any rooms?
Yeah, we're not sure exactly how long we'll be staying, so if we could pay just day by day, that would be useful, thank you.
I know what your type are, yes. Also, Maddie says, in case you wanted the full list of options, you've got the Dreaming Dragon, the Stag at the Bay, and the Missing Minotaur.
Cool.
If you fancy shopping around.
I mean, to be honest, they'd probably go to whichever's the biggest or most prominent,
Danavar's
closest
house.
to where they are. Yeah.
So just 2 rooms?
Yeah, or if you have a twin room, would equally be fine. It might be slightly cheaper.
I think we can deal with that, yes.
And if we could, whatever relevant time of day food it is, that would be great.
I will bring you relevant meal.
Thank you.
For the relevant time of day.
For whatever time of day it happens to be right now, I'm inside and my sundial is not working.
And just as a point, if you do spot Haldarat looking for either myself, Pi, or Hal here, you're more than welcome to let them know that we're
I'm
here.
Hal.
There may also be a Malzere looking for us. Again, welcome to let them know.
Troublemaker.
Well, yeah.
I assume he's not changed at all.
I can't say I knew him before, but I'd assume not. I don't know the full story, but he's still a pain when he wants to be.
Yeah, like making us run screaming to our home.
But yes, either of them at some point might come looking for us, and you're more than welcome. But we'll be taking a look around the town while we're here, so if you could let them know, that would be appreciated. With that, they shall take food and go and sit and rest legs, because horse riding's so bleh. At least Pi is fairly used to horse riding, having grown up on a farm. Hal, on the other hand, probably is struggling.
Hal's got that kind of cowboy gaunt walk where it's just like insert horse into legs. Maddie wants to know if you want some pretzel dough with that salt, Sean.
Oh, give me some pretzel dough.
I think at this point I'm going to stop rapidly putting down train tracks and give myself 2 weeks to make some notes.
Yeah!
So we'll call this session to a close here, and the carefully prepared plot that I had is just going to go...
This is why I'm never going to be a DM.
Yes, you will. I am determined that you will.
So, thanks for that.
Well, all right.
So, for now, guys, stay tuned. on Friday, I'll start the whole thing. Let me do the whole thing. Thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. It means the world to us that you are here. If you haven't done so already, please do hit that follow button. We are just over the 200 mark now, which is great. Thank you so much for being with us. We really hope that you stick around and enjoy what you see. On Friday, myself and nobody else here will be back for the A-Team.
Nice.
As the Space Odysseus adventures continue. At least unless Sammy's not telling me something, which is equally possible. On Sunday, the Tomb of Annihilation crew head down into the tomb further and continue their quest looking for the skeleton keys to get through the skeleton gate to find out what is on the other side of the skeleton gate.
Yeah.
I'm slightly concerned that Maddie has said, dun dun dun, A-Team is doomed, we're all doomed, doomed I say. Oh, nah, we're probably all fine. So this is also the last Tomb of Annihilation of the year. Next week, Sean and myself will be back on Monday with Minecraft Mondays as we continue our work on the Direwolf 20 server and work out what the hell we need to still do on there, because it's been a little while since we've been on.
I think we were still doing star stuff, weren't we?
I think there's still some... I think I've got some astral sorcery stuff now to play with. Some of the stuff is going to be useful, some of the stuff is going to be less useful than it could be, because I know how to make plants grow real fast, but that's not so useful anymore, because we don't need any plants.
Yeah.
So some of it's, we'll finish it off, because there's some stuff to build still, like the observatory will be fun.
Yes, that would be cool. We've got stuff to do, we'll figure it out together.
On Tuesday next week, Jeff is heading back to the Expanse with some people that may or may not be here, as another session of his Expanse role-playing game goes out on Tuesday evening next week.
It does.
On Wednesday next week, there'll be a random video game stream of some description. He said, trying to work out what that game might be.
A video game.
Thank you, Poetry.
Do, like, I don't know. Just do, like, Donkey Kong 64 or something.
On Friday next week, I don't know what it is, because I won't be there for it. Because Friday next week I'll be in Birmingham with Sean for MCM Birmingham. Well, me and Sean and Yaghole and I mean probably some other people are going to be there, not just the three of us. That would be a pretty
It'd be very empty if it was just
pretty low turnout. It'd be great though for queues.
It would.
So something will happen that Friday. I'll have to have a word with Jeff about that. And then we've got Storm King's Thunder that weekend. That will be the last Storm King's Thunder of the year. On the 24th of November, we are doing a 8-hour charity live stream. You guys, I've got all the pictures. They've been posted in the Discord. The team is assembled. Prepare for an 8-hour charity live stream where the final boss fight cinematic universe next generation assemble to try and put right what once went wrong.
I'll be playing Jean-Luc Picard.
Nisha esque Mordecai Theodas Laura Karen Leodon.
Okay, thank you. I was hoping Theodas would be his middle name at least.
other characters whose names I'm blanking on at the moment. Who are they? Nemesis Kriv Jr. and Celine Greenfallow assemble to try and help their parents and fix something that went horribly wrong in a game.
The word try.
In a game called After the Fall, which is apparently also Fire Emblem 3.
Maybe.
It's one of the Fire Emblems.
Yes.
I've apparently stolen the plot for without having played the game.
You didn't steal.
You didn't steal the plot. You just stole the name. That's all.
And then the month of December will have the Christmas crossover, where all of these characters and all of the other characters from Final Boss Fight Cinematic Universe D&D games and the Space Odysseus games will be assembling to try and stop something bad from happening.
Yeah, someone making a bad cake.
Yeah.
It's the entire thing.
That would be terrible. Can't have a bad cake.
No. Exactly. No one wants bad cake.
But
Just wrong.
we'll be back with more D&D with this group of the Golden
Idiots.
Tooth in 2 weeks' time, when hopefully I'll have made some notes about what is happening here, and we'll see how that goes. For now, guys, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. I can wave because I'm on a video. Bye.